What's up, fellow artists? My name is Anna, and welcome back to another episode of Inside the Artist Studio. Now, in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is a breakdown of a painting that I've been working on for the past few months. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel, then you know that I live stream my entire painting process, and if you are new to my channel and you are not subscribed yet, maybe take a second and smash the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications and make sure that they are set to all. That way you get notifications when I do live streams, because like I said, I paint my entire process during the live stream. So everything you see before you was all done live on air in multiple sessions. And again, I show my entire process. I explain my entire process as we go. You get to see me mixing the paint. You get to see the type of brushes I use. You get to hear explanations as to why I choose certain colors and certain techniques. And you guys get to actually watch me live in real time as I paint it. And so if you are a visual learner, that probably is very beneficial to you, because you'll get to see the entire process and you'll get to see, how long certain techniques takes versus others, and it'll probably help you in certain ways. At least for me personally, I think I get the most benefit from watching another person and their techniques, so that way I can see exactly what they're doing, and I myself am able to, learn those techniques from viewing. It's a little bit different when you get into different things, but as far as for me, when I am trying to learn a new technique, I get more benefits from actually watching someone do it than hearing explanations. Now, with this particular painting, I actually started off by painting the background first, as well as going through the characters on the left side of the canvas and painting the ones that are in the background first, and then moving my way up to the characters that are in the foreground, as well as, keeping in mind what is, on the left side of the canvas and working my way to the right side of the canvas. The reason why I did it that way is because I am right-handed, and I tend to get heavy-handed sometimes, and I'll get paint on myself, and then I'll leave little smudge marks like you guys can see in the foreground, which honestly, this will be very simple to fix, but it's not as simple to fix when you're, putting blotches on characters. So that's why I paint from left to right, and it really will depend on your personal preference. This is just my personal preference. Now, the reason why I did start by painting the background first is because with the subject matter that I have, some of them have very, fine little hairs. Even though these are, plushies, the way that they're made, which is, pretty high quality, they want them to emulate like fur or hair. And so for the hedgehog in particular, this little guy is actually, crossing over both the, the actual background, the wall background, as well as the drapery that all the characters are sitting on. So this one touches both of them. And so if I were to paint the background last, I would actually have to leave a little area around him, either, left unpainted, so that way when I went in at the final and then, painted the little detail on. Honestly, for my process, it is a big time saver to just paint the background first and then, paint each character on top of one another, and then that way the detail shows, which is why I actually painted the Queen of Hearts second, and the first out of the characters, but the second thing that I actually painted. So the reason why I painted her first was because she is the focal point. She's also the largest subject matter on the left side of the canvas. And then as you guys can see, these three characters are directly in front of her. So if I would have painted, let's say, the White Rabbit first, because he is the very, front figure in the foreground. If I were to paint him first, then I would have to go back in, and the same thing I was explaining with the background. I would have to, leave a little space and then go back in and do the texture. So again, it's up to you on which way you want to do it. Personally, from my personal experience, it is going to save you a lot of time just to paint the objects that are furthest back first and move your way up. Now, for those of you, if you guys are new here, or if you guys are not familiar with certain terminology, so if you kind of have to picture this like even though it's a flat surface. You have to picture it as a three-dimensional surface. And so let's say my hand right here. So this is the front or the back of my palm. This is the front of my fingertips. Now the light source is directly in front of me. And so the brightest point would be the item that's sitting in the front of my hand versus the item sitting at, the back of my palm, right? And so you want to paint the things that are in the back first because there are things in the foreground in front of them as I've staggered them. So what I did was I painted the Queen of Hearts, and then I painted the hedgehog. Now, why did I paint the hedgehog if he's in the foreground as compared to one of these characters that's in the background? Again, I'm right-handed, so I need to be aware of moving my hand across. So I wanted to, paint the characters that are on the far left first and move my way over. So it made more sense for me to go Queen, Hedgehog, White Rabbit, Dormouse, and then Flamingo. And I honestly could have painted the Dormouse and the Flamingo first before I painted the White Rabbit. Again, the reason why I did that is because I'm trying to move from left to right, and so it just made sense in my own personal preference. This is why there's always exceptions to the rules, because the Dormouse is actually in front of the Flamingo. But I decided to, paint him first because it wasn't like there was a lot of texture on this section where they have their crossover. It's his carrot and then the flamingo's foot. So it's not a lot of detail. Those are just straight lines because there isn't that fur texture that's coming through like you have with the White Rabbit and the Hedgehog and the Flamingo right here over the Queen of Hearts. Now, that is the reason why I chose to do those in the order that I did. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And now I'm going to start to explain what I'm going to be doing with the rest of the painting. So we've covered basically all the characters on the far left of the canvas. Now we're moving over to the right side of the canvas. So I'm actually going to start with the white rose. Now, this rose that I used for reference was actually pink, but if you understand color theory, it is easy to, switch up the colors even though your references are in different colors. So, I'm going to be painting the white rose, and the rose actually has a bunch of leaves, so I'll painting the rose and leaves because those all count as one subject matter. And I'm actually going, even though it's not drawn on here, I am going to add on, makeshift red paint because, as we do a callback to the movie, which is painting the roses red, and I have those two suits characters right there as well. Now, I was kind of debating, and I asked the chat this during a live stream, on which order I should paint and which one they would find the most interesting. And what I've decided, because I was debating on painting the club's suit little guy first or the King of Heart, and just making my way like this and like that, or I could paint, like this. Because again, the last figure that I'm going to be painting, the last subject I should say, in this painting that I'm going to be painting are these two flowers, because again, that is where, my hand will probably spend the most time. I don't want to paint them and then have to go up here and then potentially smudge it, because this is oil paints. Oil paints take a notoriously long time to dry. So what I'm going to be doing, and the way I'm going to move through the canvas, and the reason why I'm going to move this direction, is I'm going to paint the rose, then I'll paint the club, then I'll paint the king, then I will paint this plate right here, then I will paint Alice, then I'll paint these little oyster guys. And again, the reason why I'm doing that is because the rose is behind all of these characters. The club is in front of the rose but behind the heart suit. The king is in front of the rose but he's behind Alice and the plate and the oysters. And then so on and so forth. You guys can kind of catch what the direction I'm going. And then once I'm done painting, these guys in this area, I'm going to go in and paint the heart suit, and then the further back flower, and then the flower that's mostly in the foreground. And then after that, I will just have to wait for it to dry a little bit, see what needs touching up, do those touch-ups, wait for it to dry completely, then add the varnish, and then I will be done. And once I am done, I will have, the full process video out. This was just a little update I wanted to do, and I thought it was a great opportunity to kind of, do a little bit of an explanation while I'm actually in the process of this big painting. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. If there was something that you guys wanted me to, kind of highlight, or, a type of technique that you guys want me to give a further explanation on, again, let me know in the comment section below. And once again, guys, if you really do want to see like this whole process unfold, make sure that you are subscribed and, ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that it is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I do those live streams. Because the live streams, again, it's where all the magic happens. It's where you guys can see my whole process on start to finish for each character and each technique. And the next one that I'm going to be doing, again, is going to be that white rose, and I will be adding on, the makeshift red paint, because these are the two characters that were painting the roses red. So that's one that I don't think you guys are going to want to miss, because I'm also going to be showing you guys how to, change colors, because again, this is a pink rose, or my reference was a pink rose, and how to see the values in that and just how to transfer that from colors, because really the color doesn't matter. It's the values in the paint that will tell you, how to mix your color palette for any color in the spectrum. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you liked this video, go ahead and smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through. And until next time, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for watching my channel and my content. And if you would like to support me further, go ahead and check out my Etsy, The Art of Anna, TSWG, where I sell prints of my original oil paintings and drawings. I have a variety of characters, from landscapes to horror villains to Star Wars characters, DC and Marvel. So go check that out, and everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you.